Hi and welcome. My name is Christina Ewen from the Florida District. We are here in MySpanishLab today. We're just going to spend a couple minutes going over a few key features. So here we are on the home page. After we've logged in, we are looking at MySpanishLab for Anda Curso Elemental 2nd edition. Here on the home page, first thing that we really want to run is the browser tune-up. There's a lot of media. Great media here in the lab as far as pronunciation audio and a couple other interactive activities where we really need to have all of the plugins, make sure we're all up to date on that. But after we do that, there's a lot of things that we see here on even the home page. So we've got the assignment calendar where the students would see where their incoming assignments are and when they're due. Class announcements, when you, the instructor, can post announcements and get that out to the class. So let's start with the course materials over here. Just jumping right in, you see Capítulo Preliminare para empezar. So going into that, you're going to see all of these for each of those chapters you saw on the previous screen. Readiness check is the pretest, so we can go ahead and click there. Again, so this is something you might see. You want to hit I accept, run, and you're going to see the remediation here on English language structure. So really, what's great about this particular book and the lab is that we can remediate a little bit on what is a pronoun, subject pronouns, so that when we're getting further into the Spanish language, the students can really have a good understanding of what it is that they're actually doing when they're conjugating verbs and sentences there. So coming back to this screen, the next thing we see on this list is the e-text activities. So these are actually directly from the e-text that the student is going to have access to. They are activities that can be seen in the book that translate here. There's quite a few different types of activities. Click on one of this one. Some of them have drop downs. Some of them are multiple choice. Some of them are fill in the blank, so good number of different formats there. Another feature I want to highlight here is under glossary. This is really the hallmark feature about the Spanish Lab, and also by just using technology in a language learning setting, is that we have the ability to input audio so that the students can really understand out of the classroom even how something should be pronounced. For example,
a causa de, a continuación, a corto plazo, a esa altura.
So as you can see, we have Spanish to English here. We can even change it to English to Spanish. So we can hear it this way too.
El tango.
So that's that feature. We can also go right to the e-text from these activities. So the student has the ability to, if they're stuck on something and they need some extra help here as they're practicing, they can go right to the e-text and right to the chapter that this correlates to. So we're on preliminar. Well, we were actually on second one too. So we can come down. They correlate. So they're able to get into the exact area of the book that they need to go into to understand how to answer the question. We've also got student activities manual. I'll actually go back to where we got here. So if you look here where we were, we're going to go to student activities manual. This is the kind of some extra practice that we can put alongside the books. So going into, for example, the first one here. Again, we've got some open-ended answers here, fill in the blanks. So the cool thing here is we can go need help with this study, and again, it goes from the e-text directly to the page in the book where they need to be, in the area in the book where they need to be in order to get some help here. So very interactive and a great resource here. You'll also notice there's a few features up here I wanted to just touch on. We've got the user guide, which goes through all of the features of the lab as well. Under more resources, we have a pronunciation guide, even a podcast site where you can have posts from the instructor directly. Media share, the student can actually record and upload their own audio for you, the instructor, to listen and understand how they're coming along with their pronunciation. Verb chart, this is great. So, like for example, we have the infinitive here, tense, present indicative, and it'll give that right to us. So, really cool general feature here. I don't want to spend too much time here, just for the sake of time. Moving on to the next feature that we have additional practice. There are more additional resources or different types of assignments that you can have the students complete. There's flashcards, games, all sorts of different activities for the student to complete. Chapter resources. There's booklet PDFs that you can download, media files that can be downloaded that correlate to the book and everything. So there really is, as you can see, just really a plethora of activities and information and resources. And this is all, that's just for one chapter. So going back, I mean, you can see we've got all of those types of resources available for each chapter in the book. Really a phenomenal resource for engaging your students in learning this language, and because language is such an all-encompassing type of course, really the difference in having so many resources really is great for your students. Moving on to, and that's kind of the meat and potatoes of the lab. You've got My Test. So you can create your own tests here. So for example, if you want to include some from the preliminary chapter, you can do that, and you can see each question and just go ahead and drag it on over here to create your test. And you can even pick from different, if you want to have both chapter 1 and chapter 2, you can take questions from both and put them into the test, and you can name the test and then go ahead and assign it as something that they all need to take. So really a great feature there that you can have a lot to choose from here. There's hundreds of questions that you can choose from, as you can see. Going over to Gradebook. So this is the gradebook that you're seeing. So if we had students enrolled in here, you would see all the students' names, types of assignments that they've had, the due dates, pretty much everything that you would need to see for them here. You can generate reports showing activity results by student, by activity. Really great data for you to use to really tailor your lectures to how your class is responding to the material. Communicate. This is a great place to Dropbox, essentially. You can have students go ahead and send in messages here or items here, as you can see. So again, we mentioned over here for My Test, when you create your test, you can go to the assignment calendar and go ahead and drop that in over here. So as you can see, we've got all those different types of assignments and activities that we went through briefly. If you want the readiness check in there, you can go ahead and take that and make that due. All you do is drag it over. You want that due on the 18th? It is now due on the 18th at 11:59 p.m. So you can add a note in there saying anything that you like there, but that is how you would go about assigning that. So again, come back over to today's view, you now see that assignment. So right when the student logs in, they can see that little alarm clock, hey, I have something due on the 18th that I need to complete, and go ahead and click on it and get that done. Alrighty. So that is a very, very brief overview of my Spanish lab. Again, lots of additional resources with the book. We've got pronunciation, the audio that goes with this, and the ability to, the verb conjugator is a great tool for students to help them there. So thanks for joining me, and I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to going over my Spanish lab in more detail with you. Thanks.